Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. After waiting for several months, Update 1.5 has finally hit, and just like with the previous updates, I'll be covering all the new additions along with the 4 new example levels that were added. I'll be first starting off by going through all the new background items. In fact, during this update, an absurd number of new backgrounds, tilesets, spikes, and ladders from Mega Man's 1 through 9 have been added. The new additions totals in the hundreds. So because of this, I'll quickly thumb through all the backgrounds, tilesets, spikes, ladders, etc, etc. As otherwise, distinguishing the old from the new will be quite difficult, as these lists have been re-alphabetized. Feel free to pause and unpause the video if you want to quickly read these descriptions. I'll be covering the biggest addition just before I cover the new example levels. It's a major game changer, even more so compared to the Wily challenge run added in version 1.4. In general though, version 1.5 adds stuff from Mega Man's 8 through 9. We aren't skipping over Mega Man 8, thankfully. For over a month, I was worried that the developers were going to skip over Mega Man 8. It seems that they'll be skipping over Mega Man and Base though, for at least a while. After all, that game uses 16-bit sprites. New 8-bit assets will have to be made for them before they can be added to this engine. From the looks of it though, it seems we have all the backgrounds from almost all the Roadmaster, Fortress levels, and Castle stages from Mega Man's 1 through 6. It appears to be all of them. There's a lot of stuff from Mega Man 6. Just look at it. I mean, we have already 6 backgrounds from Yamato Man's level. I didn't realize Mega Man 6 had that many unique backgrounds. No new stuff from the background department in Mega Man 7. Here's stuff from Mega Man 8. It'll be fun playing through levels made with assets from Mega Man's 8 and 9. As expected, there are a lot more new backgrounds for Mega Man 9 compared to Mega Man 8. We even have stuff from the Endless mode of Mega Man 9. Those are all the new backgrounds. Now to the tiles. There was a split made, by the way. There are some new additions to the plates, and water was moved on to its own category. First, let's take a look at the tiles. Flash tiles are new, especially the animated ones. I love seeing new animated tiles, they add more flair to the game. The Gemini tiles are new as well. In general, the anime tiles are new. let's use some stuff from Mega Man 8. And like with the backgrounds, there are more new tiles in Mega Man 9 than in Mega Man 8, at least in this game so far. That'll be rectified in future updates. I can already see how there are over 100 new assets here alone. That'll definitely add to the level variety. I strongly approve. Even if the ladders function exactly the same, I still like the visual variety. Once again, we have endless ladders onto the spikes. The thing I said about the ladders also applies to the spikes. From a design perspective, they all act the same and have the same hitbox, but visually they're different. This will be important during Kaizo levels. Here's a new category, the water category. Before in Mega Man Maker, there was only one kind of water, but now we have various kinds of water. Ice water, bubble water, Mega Man 2 Wily Tree water, Gemini water, Wily 1 water from Mega Man 3, etc, etc. Once again, more visual flair and variety. And now under special, we have a Dr. Light plate from Mega Man 9, a Dr. Right plate from Mega Man 9, or rather Rockman 9. Sadly, we don't have the Wily and Light plate from Mega Man 3 yet. In addition to that, we actually have drop shadows, and more importantly, pit shadows. Drop shadows for placing shadows just below those platforms, and more importantly, the pit shadows for showing where instant death pits are. This is something I've been asking for ever since version 1.1 or version 1.0. Now it's a lot more clear where you can go down, although I can foresee troll levels using this to mislead players and whatnot. The only new enemies were added in Mega Man 8 and Mega Man 9, those being the Shellin, Bunby Tank DX, Joe Classic, Sewer Maker, Hanya Attacker, essentially Shield Attacker, Crunch Tran, so like Wanan, Firemet, Firemet Spawner, Wildtech, Rabbiton, basically the sliding rabbits, Pen Pen EV, and the Big Telly. You may recall this from Frostman's sledding segment. We already know about the Petite Devil and Carry Carry from being dummied, but now they're official enemies. Bum Bum Boy, Flower Presenter, Fire Totem, Oko Sotobon, Diarin, Hoo Hoo, Hoo Hoo Spawner, Dross Bees, or Rocks I mean, Kakin Batank, Adamski, Umbrellin, those umbrella enemies from Tornado Man's level, as well as the spawner. Those were a bit of a nightmare to deal with in Mega Man 2.5D, and Sakrets. Now for level objects. No new stuff was added for Mega Man 1 through 7. New stuff is in Mega Man 8. In fact, we have more level objects for Mega Man 8 than Mega Man 7. Thunderclaw Pole, which goes handy with the Thunderclaw. TNT, Astrogate, so we actually have switches and gates now. Combined with keys, I can foresee a lot of interesting puzzle levels. And for Mega Man 9, we still have the teleporters. However, this time, we can actually have multiple colors. There are 8 colors now, so now it's a lot more obvious where each teleporter will connect to. Sadly, you can't change the individual color of a teleporter if two teleporters are linked. I guess that's an anti-trolling maneuver. On to the next one, Magma Beam Generator, Rain, I guess that works the same way as the Toad Rain, Bokazura and Bokazura Block from Hornet Man's level, Illusion, and Illusion Block for extra confusion. Combined with Yoko Blocks, I can foresee a lot of confusing areas. Before I move on to the bosses, I'm going to move on to the new set of weapons. For Mega Man 8, we have the Mega Ball, which was kind of a weapon/utility. It was amazing in Mega Man 8. Thunderhole, Flash Bomb, Thunderclaw, which works well with those Thunder Poles, and the Flame Sword. For Mega Man 9, we have the Concrete Shot, Jewel Satellite, Hornet Chaser, Laser Trident, Magma Bazooka, Black Hole Bomb, and Tornado Blow. Still for Mega Man 11, we have the Block Dropper. However, its icon was adjusted. For the major new edition of Update 1.5, let me cover the 4 new bosses. From Mega Man 8, we have Grenade Man and Astro Man. From Mega Man 9, we have Concrete Man and Tornado Man. Let's plonk one of them down over here. Actually, let's plonk down Bubble Man instead, it's funnier that way. We can now place more than one boss in the stage at a time. However, we can only have up to 10 bosses at a time on one screen alone. And yes, each and every one of them has their own health bar. By default, if you destroy one boss, it'll destroy all of them simultaneously. So back to the level editor, the other major addition is that if you edit the boss by going under its toggle settings, you have this new section. Upon a boss dead, you can force them to drop an item instead of instantly ending this level. This item can be a life pickup, weapon pickup, extra life, Yoshiki, E, M-Tank, or even a key. You can even force them to drop your current weapon, or swap to a certain weapon, or completely remove a weapon. However, if you do so, the boss will no longer end the stage on death. In fact, they don't seem to be mutually exclusive options here. Last but not least, once you defeat a boss, you can force them to swap you over to another player. So you have a lot of options over here with different types of combinations. In addition to all of this, combined with the fact that you can have multiple bosses together, under this tab, if you go to MISC, you have a boss suppressor. This will require that all active bosses in the level must be dead before ending the level. You can essentially have boss rushes, you can have mini-boss rooms, entire fortress levels, and even Metroidvania levels and exploration stages got a lot more flexibility. Just think of weapon unlocks once you defeat a boss, and now they're a lot more natural. This will add a huge dose of longevity to the game in the long run, especially more so compared to the Wily Challenge Run in version 1.4, which I feel hasn't fanned out well in the long run because of the lack of difficulty options working well and the lack of customizability with having custom playlists and whatnot. But this, however, this is so much more flexible and it adds a whole new dimension to the game. Combined with different characters and perhaps more characters in the far future, I can only imagine making entire fan games in this game. Last but not least, you actually have a favorites menu you can open up by pressing and holding the tab. This was inspired by a similar feature demonstrated in the Super Mario Maker 2 trailer, quote-unquote inspired. So overall, I find this to be a wonderful update. Definitely better than version 1.4, perhaps on par with version 1.2 and 1.3. Thank you developers, thank you so much for this update. Actually, this episode has gone for long enough. I'll be covering the 4 new example levels during the next episode, which I'll release either later today or early tomorrow. This update has me excited for the future of Mega Man Maker. I can't wait to see how levels use all these new assets and features. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!